What is up, guys? Moritz here with another video. So if you clicked on this video, you're probably interested in Portugal's D7 visa. But if you spent any time looking at this visa online, you probably noticed that the information on the official Portuguese websites for the government are quite terrible and difficult to navigate. So in this video, I'm going to try to answer all of your questions about the Portugal D7 visa. So for those of you who are already familiar with some aspects of the D7 visa and have specific questions, I've made sure to put the exact questions and the timestamps below in the video description. So if you're interested in more videos about living in Portugal or other countries in Europe and the rest of the world, whether you're a retiree, digital nomad, or entrepreneur, why not consider subscribing to this channel? And lastly, I made sure to make sure that all the information in this video is as accurate and up to date as possible, but visa rules do change, so make sure to check the official government websites for the latest information before submitting your application. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So for those of you unfamiliar with the D7 visa, you might be asking, what exactly is Portugal's D7 visa? So the visa was initially introduced in 2007 and is also known as the retirement or passive income visa. So the D7 visa is a residency visa that allows non-Europeans to live in Portugal as long as they have passive sources of income. So what are the benefits of the D7 visa? Firstly, it gives you the right to work, study, and live in Portugal. I'll talk more about each of these things in more detail later. Visa applicants can add their family members to the visa, allowing their family members to move with them to Portugal. It gives the visa holder visa-free travel to the Schengen area, which includes 26 EU countries. So it allows you to take up employment or set up a business in Portugal, which I'll talk more about later. It allows you to apply for Portugal's non-habitual tax residency or NHR program. So you might be wondering, what is considered passive income? So according to the Portuguese government, passive income comes from a variety of sources, including, so it can come from pensions, transferable equity, real estate, intellectual property, or other investments. So what is the minimum amount of passive income needed to qualify for the visa? So if you want to qualify for the visa, you have to show that you have at least a passive income of 7,200 euros per year for the first applicant. So if you want to move to Portugal with your spouse or partner, you'll have to show that you have an additional 3,600 euros of passive income per year. So this means that you would have to have a passive income of at least 10,800 euros per year as a couple. And if you want to bring your children with you, you have to add an additional 2,160 euros per dependent child. In order to prove this passive income, you're going to need to provide the Portuguese government with bank statements from the past 6 months. As I mentioned earlier, one of the benefits of this visa is that it allows you to bring your family members with you, but you're probably wondering which family members qualify as part of this visa. So you're allowed to bring your spouse or partner, an incapacitated child, as well as children who are over the age of 18 but are studying in a Portuguese educational institution, like a university, for example. You can also bring the dependent parents of either the main applicant or the spouse. And lastly, you can bring your siblings if they are minors and are considered to be your dependents as well. So who is this visa for? So this visa was initially made to attract foreign retirees to Portugal who were living off of their pensions or other forms of passive income like rental income. However, the visa isn't just for retirees. It's also great for a number of other individuals, including remote workers or those with remote jobs, individuals working as freelancers. So it can also be a great option for digital nomads or location-independent business owners, and more recently has been used by crypto traders or investors. It can also serve as the first step for meeting permanent residency or citizenship requirements in Portugal, but I'll talk about that more later. It gives the visa holder Portuguese residency rights, including for things like education and healthcare. Can you work in Portugal on the D7 visa? The simple answer is yes, you can work in Portugal on the D7 visa. However, in most cases, you can't use the income that you are generating in Portugal as part of your requirements to meet the passive income thresholds. I've heard of cases where remote work income was accepted for meeting the criteria, but this is normally not the case. So you'll need to consult with a specialist if you need to have your remote work income count as part of your passive income requirements. You also need to keep in mind that there'll be tax implication of taking a local position while on the D7 visa, so that's something you should keep in mind before you do so. Can you switch to another type of visa once you've been granted the D7 visa? So yes, after receiving your D7 visa and moving to Portugal, you can transfer to another type of Portuguese residency visa. Of course, you'll still need to meet the eligibility requirements of that specific visa. Are there language requirements for getting the D7 visa? So no, fortunately, there are no language requirements for the D7 visa. So how long does it take to get the D7 visa? So the amount of time it takes to hear a decision on the visa can vary a bit if you've encountered some problems along the way, but normally you should receive an outcome within 60 days of submitting your application. So how much did the D7 visa cost? You'll normally pay around 75 euros for the residency visa itself, and the total cost should be around 450 euros per applicant. So what documents do you need to submit when applying for the D7 visa? The documents you need for the D7 visa are quite standard, but instead of reading them all out, I'm just going to put them on the screen, so feel free to pause and read them thoroughly if that's something you're interested in. Are there minimum stay requirements for maintaining the visa? So since the visa is intended for people to actually reside in Portugal, there are minimum standards that need to be met in order to maintain the visa. So if you want to maintain the visa, you need to spend 6 consecutive months in the country or 8 non-consecutive months in the country. In addition, if you want to stay in Portugal beyond the 2 years of the visa, you need to submit an extension at the end of the 2nd year, which will add a further 3 years to your visa. So how long can you stay in Portugal on a D7 visa? So the visa is valid for 2 entries over an initial 4-month period. Once you're actually in Portugal, you can apply for the residency permit from CEF, which will require some additional documentation. When CEF approves your application, you'll receive a residence card, which is valid for 2 years. After this period, you can renew it again as well. After being in Portugal for a total of 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency as well as citizenship. So that should answer most of your questions about the D7 visa. If there are any questions I didn't answer in this video, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible, either in the comment section or by making an update to this video. This video is by no means the only way of living in Portugal, and there's several other residency programs as well. So if you're interested in that, let me know by commenting in the comment section below, as well as subscribing to this channel. That's all for now. I hope to see you in the next video.